A couple other small one-of changes here and there. Basically, one of the things that's kind of neat about a deck like Miracles is if you are the kind of person that wants to have very small little changes, being able to have your search, having so much of it in your deck, you can change 1 or 2 or 3 cards to suit what you think is important for a tournament.
Okay, there's the click. Gets immediately plowed.
That means the trigger has hit. Who will reveal? I'm betting Ricky Sidher. Wow!
An Oblivion Ring, Counterbalance, and 3 Force of Will.
That is a few Force of Will.
Let's see, what does he take here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Now, the reason he probably took nothing, Force of Will might be cheap in terms of mana cost, but it does cost 2 cards to get to work, and Matt is just trying to bleed Ricky out of cards here. I don't see what Ricky tossed. I'm guessing a Force of Will is what he tossed. And that does work, so Matt Hoey turns his Stoneforge Mystic into a Hymn to Torak.
All right, looks like...
Counterbalance, does that work? I think we might see a counter spell here.
Hard counter spell.
And Matt casts Counterspell, and that does stop the counterbalance.
Well, that's a good thing. I actually said before, I enjoy a counter spell.
And then on his own turn, comes back once again with Stoneforge Mystic. This one works. Ricky Sidher's hand is Force of Will, Oblivion Ring, and a Mystery. We get a Sword of Feast and Famine.
I'm not used to seeing a Sword of Feast and Famine inside Esper Stoneblade. Normally it's Batterskull or Jitte.
You know what depends on what you're looking to fight. The Sword of Feast and Famine is in the sideboard specifically for the more controlling matchups, but also against any time when it happens to be good in the matchup. We see a Oblivion Ring attempted by Ricky, and then that just takes the Spell Pierce out of Matt Hoey's hand. And I think we're going to see either a pass or a land go, depending on if Matt drew one. Oh, look at this. He has a spell to cast. Inquisition of Kozilek. What you got left? Force of Will, and I don't see what the cheaper spell that was that got tossed. It was too quick.
Might have been an Oblivion Ring.
I think he's only got 1 O-Ring. Maybe it was a Swords. I can't tell. It was just too fast.
Okay.
End of turn, the activation of the Stoneforge Mystic. Now we're going to see, I'm guessing, the equipping of the Stoneforge Mystic. In it comes for 3 damage. It hits. Ricky discards a card, and he untaps all of Matt's lands. Jace hits the table. This practically looks like last year's Standard, but with better lands.
And he will Fate Seal Ricky now. All right, let's see what happens here. As Ricky will search out a land, drop another life. With no cards in hand, Ricky's going to be playing purely top deck. Could use something like, he just needs to get more cards in his hand. A Brainstorm would be very helpful. Something, anything to kickstart his engine for what he can get to for cards.
It would be awesome to have that happen, but Matt actually just reveals his hand and is like, is that enough? Do I have you? And Ricky's like, yeah, you got me. That's fine.
All right, well, congratulations to Matt Hoey. Esper Stoneblade wins against Ricky Sidher and Blue, White, Red Miracles. Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.